Welcome to FemWisdom with Ma. This is a unique podcast with some pretty juicy conversations between feminine wisdom leaders and myself when my channel is open, bringing through the source of feminine wisdom I call Ma. Now, here's our host, Venus Kesselberg, who'll be holding space today for us in these conversations, and I'll let her introduce our special guest.
Welcome to FemWisdom with Ma. I am really excited today to introduce LiYana Silver. She's a relationship coach and author of Feminine Genius and forthcoming, something I'm really excited about, Waking Up in the Dark Night of Divorce.
Ooh, baby.
LiYana Silver works with women reckoning with divorce or heartbreak so complex it feels like a dark night of the soul, helping them reclaim what they lost in relationship, breaking repeat patterns, and emerging awake, aligned, and lit up. Welcome so much, LiYana.
What a treat. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited you're here too, and I'm so excited we get to hear about you, and I'm really loving the, Dark Night of the Soul, divorce. Okay, yes, I'm glad we're going to hear about this, and I'm also excited I get to open my channel in a few and channel for you, yay.
I have a sense, but not direct experience. I'm excited.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to actually drop in and start the process of opening my channel, and I'll let you guys talk about your stuff and I'll be listening while I drop in, and then I'll be back and we'll channel Ma for you.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
See you soon. So LiYana, will you tell us a little bit about that upcoming book, Waking Up with the Dark Night of Divorce? What is that all about?
So I originally was going to write a book about dark nights of the soul. And the publisher that I'm with said, would you write about divorce as one of the gateways or the portals? As its own form of dark night of the soul. And I was really intrigued. And funny enough, I had just gone through my own divorce. And it was something I really have been supporting people through for years and was thinking about, but wasn't planning now. And so I really appreciate being able to write at this very important edge, which is where I am experiencing the thing that I'm talking about, not so intensely where there aren't words, but enough so that it is an immediate experience and I'm not so far removed that it's a memory. And, in a way, it's different talking from a far shore than it is a little bit in the waters with folks. Here's what's important to me. I think there are really some wonderful, wonderful books, certainly about the legal aspects of a breakup, or, what do you say to partners, to family, to friends, or getting you, or getting you through it, after the fact, getting you glowing again, getting you dating again. What happens when you get to move on? There are great books about that, and those are all important. But what I don't see a lot of is in the darkest of the dark. What do you do then?
Right.
And I think that instinctively, we all want to run like hell from that spot. But instinctively, we're like, there's something here for me if I don't run, if I don't bypass. But what is it? Because that probably is one of the most demanding things about a human life. And so the book really speaks to a lot, but specifically to that, to the part, this indomitable strength and bravery that's in us, even if it feels dim at the moment, but that raises its hand and says, I want to go through this. I don't want to go around. I don't want to bypass. I don't want to just get numb to it. I want to go through. I'm scared. I feel like I could die. Could you give me some pointers? And so I wrote it for all of those reasons.
That's beautiful. I'm really excited for the book. And the book comes out in October, correct?
October 2026. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. So, and you actually even have some pre-order, like a pre-ordered
That's
bonus
right.
if, yeah.
So the
Okay.
book is not going to get in anybody's hands until October, but you can pre-order it now, and then you get a few goodies. And one of them is a workbook. So it takes all the practices from the book and lays them out with plenty of space to write and doodle and paste in pictures. And then the second is a book club with me. So right after publication, we'll meet, I'll read from the book, we'll go through a practice or two together, we'll discuss. So it gives us a chance to really be in direct space, time and space.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to that.
Cool.
And it looks like Ma's with us, so have fun, ladies.
She dares to write about the dark night of the soul.
What did I do?
She dares to open this circle from the middle of the pit and invite the sisters in who are suffering, who are in the middle of the great change and can't see the way out yet. And how profound to make this invitation now during these times when so much feels dark, when we are divorcing so much. And it is understood both how you chose to dive into that dark night alone, how you choose to share from that bottom of the pit with open arms and open breast ready to embrace. And it's understandable why we place it inside of divorce so that it has a place to land. It's understood. You've listened and you've followed and you've dived in as you do again and again and again. Look at you go. From the darkness, she rises and she holds out her hands and carries them up with her. And that is the womb of, yes, that is the web of wombs at work. The web you've been given to weave for a long time.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you in this process? What is it like in this body of yours to be tending so much while you also dredge from your own pit to make others in the pit welcome? How is it that you do this? So much darkness that you are molding into shape like clay.
As you were speaking just now, I was remembering a poem by Christine Lore Weber, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have it memorized, but essentially it says that we have to be carved, we have to be hollowed out, and we have to be hollowed and carved to be a cup, to catch the rain, to, give a bowl of soup. And this is like a hollowing process, and this is a radiant process. So I'm like, I'm getting carved.
Yes.
But I'm also, how funny to say, emptied and very full at the same time. Yeah.
That is your gift, sister, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is your gift. You could have pain in your body and pain in your heart. You could have pain in your field and pain in your family. And you weave it. You weave it. You fashion with it. And this is such a profound moment to be doing your art when so much pain is shuddering through humanity and through their relationships, human to earth, man to woman, and womb to womb. So much of the pain being remembered and felt, so much of the old journeys, so many of the old pits are available now and being reworked and remembered and reborn. And here you are holding yourself through this. It is magnificent because yes, focus on you because this is your way of expressing is through your own journey. You are not a teacher who thinks and fashions a carefully dictated response as a translator, as some sort of wordsmith. You are one who embodies the fullness of all of it. Much of that carving, that pain, the carving, the dark, you dance along the edges yourself. And by doing so, you tell the story through your body, through the transmission of all you are. And so your books and your teachings are not just books and teachings, as you say, they are a radiance, not just of light, but also of darkness. Darkness, the shadow inside that clay vessel, the deep inner shadow inside. Well done, and how thrilling. And how thrilling. And seeing how there is a massive cultural divorce underway of the old broken masculine and the old collapsed feminine, now in a messy divorce, a very public divorce that's shifting culture, that's rocking the political and ecological landscape of all this culture. And you're speaking to divorce as if it's personal. And it is. It is. For all who've walked through that crucible. And it's such an undercover teaching of yours. Because you have been bathing in the polarities and the truths and the part truths and the full truths and the communications of this coupledom thing, this partnership thing, and you have expanded the boundaries of what partnership can be beyond this marriage identity. And so there is no one better to be holding this now. And your body is sensitive, as is the body of your reader. She too is evolving so swiftly, sometimes evolving right out of her partnership. This is one of the things your soul came to do, is it?
Yes, I do. I suppose there could be an easier, shinier, more lucrative path, but it isn't the one that my soul chose, you know.
Those are boring to your soul. Boring, boring, boring.
It's so true. It's so true. And I think I don't know that I could do it another way. I keep getting, put back on this path that not only through my own direct experience, but also if there is a question about the relational, then that must happen with me and me first, and with me and source first before it, right? As above, so below, as within, so without.
Yes. And the relationships, the way you tend relationships with exquisite communication, with such devotion to truth-telling, even when it's between you and your own body, between you and your child, between you and spirit, between you and earth, between you and husband, between you and lover, between you and good friend. your devotion to this sword of truth, love, is profound. And the sword of truth cuts. And it's heavy. It's heavy sometimes.
It is, and it is a path, a gift that I have to just refine and refine and refine to say what is so, to stay connected to what is so, and stay in my body.
Stay in your body.
Yeah.
Whee!
Yeah, exactly.
To stay in your body and be honest from there. Yes. This art of living what you teach, not just the nice pieces, but living the edges and the troubles and the struggles. All the colors of the spectrum of truth on this topic have you lived. You have lived them. Been the scorned and the scorner and all the various roles. And this way of emanating truth from lived experience, you probably know, but it bears repeating, that this is the only way to be a teacher in what is the new energy of this planet, of the new human family that is becoming more connected, intuitive, empathic. How can you lie to a room of intuitive knowers? How can you teach what you have not lived to a million empaths? You, darling, are holding this new way, as are others, but it deserves to be called out and mentioned, because when people read and know your teaching, or when they sit with you, if they are lucky enough to sit in your presence and feel that which you emanate in the room, it is beyond a shadow of doubt that the truths that you speak are truths that have moved through your life and experience. And this is a radical rebellion against the guru talking fakers who've learned to use the light, usually to bedazzle people, and the light of their truth to overpower the truth of the listener. That won't work for too much longer.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. And the circle that you're creating as part of this work will be part of the teaching. Wise woman, wise woman. The static presentation of only book has its limitations. And you are wise to reach beyond them, to include more, so that your transmission can continue to saturate those words, and so that the shares of the other wombs on this web of wombs, the ones who hear, the ones who are drawn, the voices of those wombs too, will continue to enrich this body of work that can then be carried beyond divorce into the great sacred union that's before us. So if there was some part of you that was wondering, is this limiting me? Talking about divorce, should we be focusing on divorce? Because even marriage is a limiting word for what partnership truly is. Even marriage and divorce are such limiting words on what expanded family, expanded partnership, expanded webs of love can be. And you know this because you live this expansion. And yet it's the right place to anchor and begin for each one of us, because we know what divorce feels like, this division of self, this carving out to find the right parts that are full, Well done. Thank you so much for living it, because creating the book is just the natural next consequence of living it. And it's the living it part that has been the true victory and the true transmission for all who have the grace and blessing of being under your umbrella of influence.
Wow. And something you said sparked this, which is we all are so familiar with the bedazzlers and the light shows of the fakers. And I think there is something about when any of us really crawl through and encounter our shadow, the dark, this which dismantles us, what is it? It's a groundedness, a gravitas, a seatedness. It's like rooted in the dark, in the earth, both light and dark.
That's right.
Wholeness, right? And we can see it. We can feel it on each other.
Yes.
This is
a felt sense.
It's a felt sense, a felt complete radiance, right? No faking the radiance.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, even as children play with magnets, the positive and the negative, the magnet always has the positive and the negative. That's how that magical tension, the tumescence building, the connection, the undeniable click. And for so long now, the evangelizers choose to only go in with the positive, and they have to fight that negative from clicking anywhere, as if the negative doesn't exist. That's not utilizing the magnetic power, the electromagnetic power of the mother below us, the cosmic magnetic power of this ionosphere. They work in tandem, the polarity. And that is the essential truth of this dimension, of this reality. That's the stuff your soul came here, all of our souls came here to play in. That polarity, that magnetism. And so if you are to draw your sisters of the heart to the next level of relational truth for themselves, then you use both, the positive and the negative, the light and the dark. And for you, the light is humor and story. The light is joy and love and play and dance and music. And the dark is truth about the shadow, a heart-wrenchingly open, revealing, no holds barred door to your messy dungeon, a show and tell, and an invitation into an unflinching surrender into what is already happening. And here you have the full magnet. And you don't have to resist any piece of it. There's no piece of it then that gets revealed later and throws everyone off, because it's always included. And this is the game you came here to play. This is the game everyone comes here to play. This is why it's fun for Spirit to be here and to ask you, what does that feel like? Because it's that, without that polarity, there is no feeling. There is no up or down or right or wrong. There's no pleasure or pain. There's just the expanse. And so for you to go diving into the edgiest places And then to vulnerably share them is such a gift. It is the healing that we're waiting for. The sword of truth to balance the game of evangelization. The sword of truth, ironically, is the connector. And the scepter of evangelization is the dominating force of separation. You're on the right side of this game for your soul, even though sometimes it seems like you must be a misfit, that you must be doing this wrong, that there must be some easier way because the evangelizers who only worship the light say it should be easy, it should be simple, it should be without suffering, it should be pleasurable in all moments, it should be light and friendly. Ha! Boring. That's not why you came to this planet. That's not why anyone comes to this planet. Boring. Boring. And wonderful that humanity is just about consistently bored with it. The tide has now turned and more people are bored than enchanted. And this technology of information gives them so many little swords. They aren't the sword of truth, but they're little swords that cut up that big white canvas of nothingness. Oh. Does anything worry you about embracing this theme of work, or does it excite you?
The work is exciting and it is true and it is what I'm to do.
Yes.
And so it's not the work. It's the matchmaking between me and who it's for. And even though that isn't the work's business, like that's none of my business. That's the part that is worrisome. I don't know. That's it's not the connection, of course. It is the how. Yeah, that is it.
And you have your allies for that.
Yeah.
And you have your allies for that one. Because you are meant to be in the churning cauldron and speaking from there and sharing from the churning cauldron. And others are meant to weave your web, to draw the tapestry together, to connect you into the right places at the right moments. Fortunately, this work is deeply magnetic. And so they will have an easy time of it as long as they stay true to what is in this magic, to what is in this teaching. Yeah. It does not need to be painted as something different in order to be received. And the old models of divorce book are completely irrelevant.
Right.
And you have, in your magic and in the cauldron of your work, you have already created such powerful connections to the connectors. And it is those.
Yes.
It is those.
Yes.
And your own authentic opening. There are those who are witnessing this now, who know that they need this book, and they're not even divorced.
Yeah.
It is an undercover gift of feminine truth.
Yes.
And it will touch the ones it came to touch. It already has. Yes. You have completed this chapter of research. You have completed this chapter of the research in the dark pit. You know that in yourself. You know that as you look ahead, there are no more contracts for this kind of research now. And what you have ahead of you are many pathways leading into beautiful places. And while you will always have your body to dance with and your relationships to dance with and things that will happen that are human, we don't expect you to fall into any more pits because you've completed that. You completed this research. Well done. We need you now outside of the pits because now you are to hold the people who are in the pits, and you are doing that. So well done, and congratulations on your maturation, wise woman, on your readiness now to embrace these freedom paths that lie ahead, the connectedness of support and sisterhood that you have been feeding for so long and can now relax into like a hammock. Good. It's time to release the channel. Well done, love.
Whew.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Ma. Wow.
Wow.
Right? If you could maybe just share maybe one of your takeaways from that, like something that really stood out for you. What was it?
Yeah, that I wasn't expecting anything, but the best words I have is that I wasn't expecting to feel so loved. I just felt so deeply, unabashedly in the space of love. And what my takeaways are is having the what is so being spoken a half a step before I know it, and it being spoken and then saying yes, that's true. and I will say I don't mind a little bit of good news, like get out of the pit, really. I think something about this work is we have no idea how long it takes. Our job is to surrender to it, and like divine timing is its thing. And so to be able to feel the completion of this particular contract, very, very relieving and powerful. Yeah, what a treat.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I love how she said that you've done the work. So thank you for that. And thank you for being on the receiving end. Hello, Mellissa.
Hello, Mellissa.
LiYana.
Wow.
When we created this, when Ma was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a show, and you're gonna talk to the ladies, and then I'm gonna talk to the ladies, and blah 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 blah. You were one of the first people who popped to mind, because when she described what a FemWisdom leader is, because that was one of my questions to her, like, wait a minute, what's FemWisdom mean?
Yeah.
And she said, like, the ones who remember in their bodies when the temples were torn apart, the ones who are carrying this extra energy from birth that belongs to the goddess, and the ones that are here on a mission, and the ones who are embodying that. I was like, oh my God. I was like, LiYana. Like,
oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need embodied direct transmission of what it means to be in right relationship with yourself, and what it means to be holifying.
Yeah. Holifying.
Yeah.
We do. And we do. We need direct transmission, not just the talking part.
That's
not just
right.
description, but transmission.
And isn't this an important way that we don't get much, we don't have a lot of credence for, we don't get a lot of chances for? It's a cellular observation and recognition. We see something, we feel it, and then we can be it. And this is beyond the idea, this is beyond the concept, and those are beautiful. But this is why we go into the temple. So hard to find these places. Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. There's so much that we're trying to figure out. And there's so much extra information flying around. And then we get in the room with one another, or we sit in a direct transmission space and we're like, oh, well, there it is. Like, oh, I don't need to chat GPT that. I just got it.
I just got it. And I could be overlooking, but I think that even those of us who have lives and work that really, like, we can't be in our bodies, or pasts where we can't be in our bodies, we're not cultivating a direct listening with our intuition or our feelings or anything. I still think you get in a room and you feel, I think it is innate, it is inborn, it gets reactivated in those moments, even if it's a spark, even if it's just an ember.
Yep.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love you, and I'm so glad you're here. And I really hope you will move to my neighborhood soon, because there's a possibility of that.
There really is, and I just say 1% because it seems like someone loves the word plans and likes to eat them for lunch.
Right.
You know? But I have a plan. I have a plan.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
And what a joy to be with you and Venus and Ma. And that was my first time. Yeah.
That was your first time with Ma, huh?
That was. I had an inkling of speaking with you, speaking about Ma, but that was being bathed in a river of love and truth. Thank you.
Yay. Yeah. Well, what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yay. And thank you, Venus, for holding the space.
My pleasure. Always an honor.
Thank you for listening, watching, and we'll put the links for the book waitlist. Book coming out in October, so there might be a waitlist link, or if you're listening later, there might be a book link. So can't wait. I am so excited about this book and this work and you and all that you've got. So check out more with LiYana.
Thank you for being not only my friend, my sister, my muse, my ally. Thank you.
Beloved. Yay. Thanks, Venus. Thanks, loves. Okay.
Thanks for joining us here for FemWisdom with Ma. And if you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave us a great review. Would you like more? Come on over to FemWisdom.com and we will show you how to get your own questions answered by Ma on the show. You can explore articles and teachings from Ma's wisdom to inspire you, and you can discover more about how to activate your own creative channel as the feminine wisdom leader you were born to be.